Okay, so I'm back. We're gonna get straight into it. This project and the next few that you see are probably gonna be me putting together all of the materials and decorations that I want to have for my birthday party. I am gonna be celebrating this year. It's gonna be pirate themed, and so the first thing we're gonna make are some pegs, or
Basically, the supports that you see on the side of this bridge is what I want to build, and so I've collected a few items, and now I am going to try and cut these long tubes down to size, and then you kind of see the rest of what I do throughout this project. So now I'm gonna cut this tube into 3 different pieces. I did not absolutely love the size ratios that these came out to be. I felt like they were too far apart and not very even, but that's why we have more tubes to try and trial run the sizes we like. I had a lot of fun using this saw.
okay, let's check it. Okay. I think it's a little shorter than I would like it.
So that third one was way so super short from the other sizes, so I have now used a little bit of math to actually divide the length of what this entire tube is and make it a little more even. I took the size that I did like, and then I kind of measured everything else around it. But I had a lot of fun using this tool because I don't really get to use the saw very often. It's a new tool for us, and I also did not have the cleanest setup, so don't follow along the steps that I took because I probably should have a better table to support the jiggling of the saw and the material, but you gotta do what you gotta do.
Much better.
With any new project, you learn from others, so I'm gonna put some gloves on, and I'm going to, what I have here is compound, and I had seen a few videos where people had rubbed the compound over the length of the tube, and this kind of gave it a texture that I think will resemble exactly what I want for this project.
I'm hoping that this will give it a wood effect. I've really never done this before, but oh, that was much smoother than I thought it was gonna be. We're gonna go straight in.
So now I'm going to be rubbing compound down the entire length of the tubes. I have about 6 that I'm going to be doing in this video, but I have additional poles that I will be also cutting down to length and covering in compound. The material was pretty easy to work with. It didn't leave much of a mess, and I did not have a ton of cleanup to do afterwards, but the only thing that worried me was whether or not there was going to be cracking after it dried. Where I live, it gets pretty warm, and I didn't want this to dry so quickly that it led to cracking, but honestly, after spray painting it, the project came out pretty good. My only concern now is the color that I had chosen. However, my party, like I said, I'm doing these polls to add decoration for the setup for my party, but the party's gonna be at night, so I don't think it's gonna matter very much how clean this looks. And if I wanted to, I maybe could have done like a second coat to make it a little thicker, or to add some more texture to kind of make it resemble a tree stump a little more. But I think that I'm very happy with the way that this compound worked for me.
Okay, so I finished putting compound on all of them. I think I really like the levels that these came out to be. So it was a 33, a 35, and then whatever left over for the longest one. I think that's gonna be my preferred height levels. So when I make my future ones, they're gonna be at this height. As for coloring, I'm gonna give them 24 hours to dry, and then I'm gonna spray paint over them. And then once that dries, I will probably paint on some other colors to add some finer details. I'm not sure how the spray paint is going to come out, so these are definitely going to be a chance for me to trial and run this.
So now it's been about 48 hours. I gave them plenty of time to dry, nothing felt wet to touch, and I'm gonna go in with a layer of spray paint. This one was called Espresso by Bear. I think I'm just gonna do the one coat because, again, it's gonna be at night, so the specificities of this color is not important. So the coverage on these attempts were definitely not great, but I have plenty of more poles to practice with. Again, though, it's gonna be in the dark, so I'm not super worried. I just wanted the general design there. This project honestly came out really good. So this is just my first video on doing these trial runs. I'll post a second video with hopefully a little more information and maybe better cuts, because I know that these angles are not great. But again, this was just the first project that I've done in a hot minute, and I just wanted to get something out there for you all. That way I can get a little more practice out there. So we're gonna sign off now, and I hope you enjoyed. Thank you for watching. Bye.